What's wrong? There is nothing unusual. I am sitting in the toilet, looking in my phone and scrolling. Billions of people doing exactly the same thing every day. But this destroys meditation and many other things in life. Uh, I'm a little bit ashamed to admit, but in the struggle between algorithms, which are constantly improving, and me, for my own brain, I many times lose. So today I'm going to talk about 5 habits that steals your health, steals your relationships, your money, your meditation, your spirituality, your inner well-being, and I will offer the way how to break free from those dependencies. We will just go now in a different, more suitable place, and we will continue. So what do we actually want? Everybody is the same. We want good health. We want to have enough money to be free economically, to have great relationships. Relationships amount for 80% of our longevity and subjective experience of happiness. If we really have a deep, strong connection to someone, it improves the quality of our life. And on top of that, those are the basic needs. And on top of that, if you have a mission in life, I want to leave a mark on society, and I want to leave a mark in history. I want to do something meaningful. I want to experience special form of happiness, bliss. I want to experience spirituality. I want to know myself. I want to know divinity. So all of those things, all of those legitimate needs of the human beings, we can fulfill them all, especially in the 21st century, where there is so much freedom and so many opportunities. What connects all of those? Only one thing: ability to control your attention. The quality of your attention, the ability to be in a state of focus, in a state of concentration. And today, everybody realizes that attention is the currency of the 21st century. So, huge corporations fighting for your attention, fighting to control your brain. Your brain, my brain. Imagine the big tech corporations such as Facebook and Instagram. They're making $500 per year from you scrolling, and you lose your time. You lose your life. If there is a saying, if you are not buying the product, it means you are the product. By you scrolling, you watching, they're making money. And their salaries and their income directly connected with your time spent on the applications. So there is a fight going on. Brilliant engineers, the smartest people in the world, work to enslave your brain to the digital products. Can you win? I think you can win. You can take back your power. So let me discuss the 5 difficult habits that we have acquired in the 21st century. Number 1, already I mentioned in the beginning, we sit in the toilet and we think we are doing something useful by checking the messengers. But in this process, at least from the meditator's perspective, I can say you are destroying your meditation. After this, when you go to meditate, you will never have that quality of meditation if you have not done that. To have a good quality of meditation, you should not touch your phone in the morning. Until you have completed all your spiritual practices, don't touch your phone. And from the worldly point of view, you are teaching your brain, you are blasting your brain, you are teaching your brain to move very fast from one task to another, from one task to another. It produces the dopamine, you see? I have set on my telephone, do not disturb. Still it disturbs me. Maybe I don't understand how this system works. And now I'm in the flow, I'm in the focus. But my focus was a little bit destroyed by that sound coming from my phone. So when you're sitting and scrolling, what happens? You are getting a lot of cheap dopamine. You're expecting something, or something will be in that message. Oh, this video I cannot miss. There is something interesting in that video. So the brain is producing the substance, but then brain gets tired. It cannot produce anymore. And then you go into the downwards movement. And suddenly you feel tired, unmotivated. And for meditation, you need to have a great motivation. Imagine, I'm sitting in meditation. You sit half an hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. What kind of motivation you must have? Your brain must be very, very fresh, crispy. But there already in the toilet, you ruin it. It goes up, it is very interesting, it awakens, but then it goes down, and then it takes time to restore. So, solution, don't take your phone to toilet. Second thing, but it will be boring, no? If you are going toilet without phone, it will be boring. I need to sit a little bit to, complete all my business, to clean my bowels, then to take shower, this and that. So much time wasted. It will be boring. This is the second problem. We treat boredom as something inimical. We are afraid of boredom more than we are afraid of death. It cannot be. When you go somewhere, you take your phone with you. Even you cannot leave it in another room. You must have the control of your life. You think this is the control of my life. When I will become bored, I can escape to the phone. What are you escaping? There is only you. Why are you escaping from yourself? We have to change our attitude to boredom. Yes, there are 3 stages. The first stage, from 0 to 5 minutes, is the stage of withdrawal. Oh, give me back my phone, I need. By the way, the addiction to the social media is the same like a cocaine addiction. The same parts of the brain are getting damaged. You experience exactly the same withdrawal symptoms. Always profitable, those things which get you addicted. After 5 minutes, your brain starts to become calm. 5 to 15 minutes is the moment of slowly you're relaxing, you're calming. And then after 15 minutes, the brain has been restored. Now it starts producing creative abilities. Great ideas like Archimedes, Eureka. He was bathing, thinking of nothing. The constant engagement of your mind means sterility of your mind. The mind is incapable of producing of genius ideas. It is constantly busy with a small task, small tasks. It doesn't produce any new innovation, new great idea. So there is no progress in life. When I came to a monastery for my training, it was incredibly difficult. Even though I was in 2005, the environment was not yet so digital as it is now. But we were taking all the gadgets, we had to surrender all our gadgets. And 3 years without any contact with the external world, without any entertainment, no movie, no video game, no nothing, only spiritual books. The first few months, it was a hellish experience for me. I was just going through the withdrawal symptoms. I was thinking, and then my mind would be so imbalanced. I thought that I become crazy. What's going on with me? But then bliss have come. intense inner joy. And the energy came. I felt such a great desire to finish the training in monastery, go to the world as a revolutionary, with the desire to change the world, to better the world. So you build up that kind of energy. Until now, even now, I feel that energy. You have tremendous potential to be a great personality. But for $500 a year, big corporations destroy you. If you retrieve that power, if you awaken your brain, there will be another story. Your life will be totally different. So this video is a sort of digital spiritual rebellion. Another habit is called phubbing. This word was born in Australia in somewhere 2014. It means to look at your phone when you're talking with someone. We don't realize the effect of this. But this practice of getting distracted with the phone when you're talking to someone, it causes almost physical pain. The same parts of the brain which are active when we're experiencing physical pain gets activated when you do this to your counterpart in conversation. And then, when I'm looking in the phone talking to you, you are looking in the phone talking to me, basically we are not connecting anymore. We don't understand each other. Empathy as a quality, as an ability, is getting destroyed. By the way, the teenagers, there is a process when they grow up, the cortex is getting thinner, but it's a normal thing. So they become less empathetic. They become adults, but in a bad sense of the word. They grow up very quickly. They lose empathy if they use the different digital content. So I really worry what is going to happen to us, to our civilization, because we grew up without gadgets. But the present generation is a new generation. So this scrolling, it really does destroy the brain. Not only upsets, imbalance the brain, but it also diminishes the cortex of the brain. The gray matter of the brain is getting thinner and thinner. Within 72 hours of abstaining from gadgets, you restore the balance, the hormonal balance. So, for example, if you go for a spiritual retreat, the best idea would be completely leave the phone somewhere, switch it off, and for 3 days, don't touch it. So in 3 days, your balance will be restored. You will find like, oh, I'm born again. I'm very fresh. I'm full of energy. But to restore the physiologically, it needs 3 months. Like when I came in the monastery, for 3 months I really suffered. And then the bliss have come in my life. So solution, just using your willpower, always remove your phone when you are talking to someone. Just either switch it off or put it somewhere, leave it in a different room, and focus on the connection to a human being. It develops you as a human being. It develops your brain. It develops your empathy, and it develops your happiness. Another thing that we do all the time, I do also, I am guilty as charged, multitasking. Multitasking is not a progress. When I was a child, my father used to tell me about, I think, Caesar. He said that the Caesar, Julius Caesar, he could write and listen at the same time. And I try many times, I cannot do that. Multitasking. Actually, there is no multitasking. It's just the mind jumps from one task to another. And in that jumping, there is a huge wastage of energy. If you would focus on one task in 1 hour, you could complete that task. If you do it in the state of multitasking, you will take it minimum 3 hours for the same task. And then I work, I prepare some text, and then suddenly there is a message in the messenger. So let me read. Maybe it is related to my work. I read, I get distracted, and then come back to original task. It takes time, it takes so much energy, because the mind goes into the flow. I had a friend, like 25 years ago. I asked him, how you make money? He said, I know many languages, so I do translations job. So I'm free. I can be in any country. I can find job for myself. I said, this is cool. And I asked, do you like your job? He said, yeah, it's like meditation. In the beginning, there is resistance, because you know, the brain knows that now I need to work, I need to exert myself. But once you go into the flow, you enjoy it. Same thing happens in meditation. Once you sit in meditation, then you smell something from the kitchen. The watch is making the sound. Then somebody came. I need to talk with him now, right now. Not after 1 hour. You actually don't need. But your brain is just panicking. The brain wants immediately to find some simple task. But then you keep sitting, keep sitting, keep sitting. Then you enter into the flow. Once you enter into the flow, then you really, there is a big satisfaction, there is happiness. So no multitasking. Remove your phone somewhere, hide it somewhere, and then sit. Just 1 hour without distracting. It will be difficult to do. But once you go into the flow, you will like it. And then number 5, habit to live for the content. Yes, I understand it. I get it. Many of us, myself included, I need to produce content to do my mission in life. My mission in life, I want to teach as many people meditation as possible. So I need to produce the content. But not everybody doesn't need it. But it becomes an addiction. Building another layer of your ego. My Dada used to joke, he said, according to yoga, there are 5 layers of the mind. Hiranmaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, Atimanaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, and Kamamaya kosha. He said, but now we need to add one more kosha, cyber kosha, the digital kosha. So we built another layer of the ego, which is also vulnerable. We protect it. We fear. We get disappointed. We compare each other. The comparison with others is one of the way how to fall spiritually. Either you create inferiority complex or you create superiority complex. I'm going to work soon on the course which is called 7 Secrets of Success. And one of the secrets is to have balanced mind without inferiority and superiority, because this inferiority and superiority, they sabotage us in our life. What you could have achieved, you're not achieving because of these complexes. So my suggestion would be, don't do that. If you don't need for your work, for your professional life to create the content, just relax about it. Don't invest too much time. At least try not to compare yourself. Try to understand that everything is a lie there. Always people produce the best version of themselves. They construct an image. So don't mind it and understand it like that. So this video is a spiritual rebellion. We are retrieving our power. Yes, I realize that, let's say if 100,000 will watch this video, maybe, God knows, maybe it happens like this, then the big tech will lose I'm sorry for them. It's not my intention, but they will lose $700,000, something like that. But you will retrieve 10 times more, because that's the energy of your life. That's the stamina, and that's the juice of your life. Your happiness, your relationship, your health, your spirituality, your meditation, your genius. Everything is there. 21st century is the time of opportunities. Really, we are so free. We can do anything and everything. We can grow. But we need to have focus. We need to have control over our own brain. So next week, take a challenge for yourself. Take one of these habits. Either it is a phone in the toilet, go without phone. When you go for meditation, also don't take the phone with you. Just go purely for meditation. Develop positive attitude to boredom. Try to be bored. Try to consciously find boredom in your life for 15 minutes, for half an hour. How much time you can be in boredom? Do the championship of boredom. 3. When you talk to someone, remove the phone. 4. Avoid multitasking. Sit, focus on one task until you enter into the flow, and be in that state of the flow until you complete your task. And number 4, don't bother about your digital image unless it is part of your job. So thank you very much. What is your opinion? What is going to happen to our civilization? Sometimes I worry. I want to record one video which is called my grim predictions about the future, because the future depends on us, on human beings, on our brains, on our development. And all these developments in the last 30 years, they're very new. We don't know how to handle them. So what is your predictions about the future? What do you think will happen to us? Are we going to develop, or we are going to become more and more primitive? For me, I feel that I love this, all this digital environment. I love, truly speaking, I love that. I would not like to return 50 years ago. But I was so lucky. In year 1996, I learned meditation. And I find that after, even sometimes you are in this chaotic activities, but when you sit in meditation, you just change the flow, as if you have taken a holy bath, and you become so clean and pure, and the brain is reset. The brain is fresh, the brain is new. I also suggest you learn meditation. I made a wonderful course on how to practice meditation. Go through that course. Be proficient with meditation. This is a revolution. This is how you take your brain back from the corporations, and how you're going to excel, and how you're going to achieve a tremendous success in your life. So thank you very much. Write in the comments. I would like to know your opinion.